Chosen one, the silence around your life is breaking tonight. For years there has been a story being told about you in a place you cannot see. A story the Father has been carefully protecting from premature ears, including your own. Tonight, that protection ends, not because heaven changed its mind, but because you have finally become the version of yourself strong enough to receive what was always meant for you. You were not pulled into this message by accident. The Father moved your evening, slowed your hand, quieted the room around you, because there is a word with your name on it that has been waiting longer than you realize. Some things were hidden from you. They would have crushed an earlier you. Some things were hidden for you. They could not be wasted on a version of you not yet prepared. Tonight, both step into the light. By the time these words finish, you will know exactly what season you have been walking through, what was being formed beneath the silence, and what cannot stay sealed 1 hour longer. The scroll does not get to stay rolled. The truth, the full truth, your truth, is yours now. Everything I am about to share with you in the next 30 minutes is being given to you freely. There is no payment for any of this teaching. But if at any point in this message your spirit tells you there is something more you are meant to step into, the path to that is in the description below this and in the pinned comment. Only follow if you feel led. And before we go deeper, let me tell you what is waiting for you in this message. If you stay all the way to the end, you will understand exactly why the silence in your life has lasted as long as it has. You will see the difference between what was hidden from you and what was hidden for you, and most people in your season have never been told this difference even exists. You will be given the names of the identities the Father has been forming in you while no one was watching. There is a declaration that has to be spoken over your life before this message ends, and I cannot speak it yet because the message has to finish preparing you for it. And in the final moments, there is a sealing that requires you to be still and present. Do not move from this. The end is the part that matters most. Wherever you are sitting tonight, whatever the room looks like, this is the room the Father chose for the unveiling, not the room you would have picked. This one, with the exact light, the exact silence, the exact ache you walked into it carrying. There is a reason heaven chose this one, and by the end of the next few minutes, you will understand the reason. You have been carrying something for a long time, longer than you have ever admitted out loud. There has been an ache that wakes up before you do. There has been a question that sits underneath every other question you ever ask, and it goes something like this. Did I imagine all of this? Did I make up the feeling that I was being prepared for something? Did I confuse a season of being formed with a season of being forgotten? You have been afraid to ask that out loud, so you carried the question instead, 4 years, and no one ever knew you were carrying it. I want to tell you what your spirit has been quietly sensing while your mind was making peace with the silence. The signs of an ending have already been showing up in your life. Let me name them with you. The first sign is the waves of feeling that arrive without explanation. 1 hour, you are at peace. The next hour, a grief you cannot trace washes through you. The hour after that, a hope you did not invite shows up out of nowhere. This is not your hormones. This is what it feels like when your spirit is releasing weights it has carried for too long. The second sign is the way old conversations have started to feel impossibly small. People you have known for years are saying the same things in the same tones, and something in you cannot do it anymore. You find yourself going quiet. You find yourself looking out the window in the middle of stories you are supposed to be hearing. This is not you becoming bitter. This is your spirit, recognizing it has outgrown a frequency it used to fit into. The third sign is the same word, the same phrase, the same image showing up across unrelated places. You hear it in a song in the morning. You read it in a message at noon. You see it written somewhere on your drive home. This is not coincidence. This is the Father planting markers on the path so you cannot lose the trail. And the fourth sign is the dreams. Dreams more vivid than they have any right to be. Dreams where you are receiving instruction or holding a scroll or hearing your real name spoken in a voice you have never heard before but somehow recognized. This is not your brain processing the day. This is the place inside you that the noise of daily life cannot reach, finally being given access to speak to you. All four of these signs are signal flares. They are the announcement that the hiding season is ending. And before you can receive what is on the other side of that ending, I have to tell you something most teachings on hiddenness never reach. I have to tell you why the Father hides things in the first place. There is a misreading of hiddenness that almost every chosen one picks up along the way. The misreading sounds like this: if it is hidden, it is being withheld. If God is silent, God is absent. If the door is closed, it is closed because you did something wrong. That misreading ends in the next few minutes. Because hiddenness across the lives of every wisdom figure the Father ever shaped has almost never meant withholding. It has almost always meant protection. Look at Daniel. There is a moment in the book of Daniel where he receives a vision so heavy he can barely stand to receive it. And the angel that delivered the vision tells him to seal up the words, to close the scroll, not to share it, not to teach it, to seal it. And the reason given is that the vision is for a season the world is not yet strong enough to carry. Daniel did nothing wrong. The vision was real. The vision was for him, and it still had to be sealed. That sealing was not punishment. That sealing was preservation. The vision had to survive the centuries between the moment it was given and the moment it would finally be opened. If it had been opened too early, it would have been used for the wrong things by people not yet ready to hold it. The sealing was the only way the truth could stay alive. Hear this carefully, chosen one. The Father has done the same thing with you. He has not hidden you because you were unworthy. He has sealed certain truths about your life because those truths needed to stay alive until you were strong enough to carry them without losing them. Think about what would have happened if you had received the full truth 10 years ago. Think about the version of you that existed back then. The version that had not yet been through the betrayal that taught you discernment. The version that had not yet been through the loss that taught you what actually matters. If the full truth had landed in those hands, it would not have been stewarded, it would have been spent. So, he sealed it, not to keep it from you, to keep it for you. And even a year ago, you were still bleeding from a season the Father was walking you through. So the seal stayed in place. He kept watching, he kept waiting. Tonight, the season has finished its work. You can tell because you are still here. The Father did not hide it from you, he hid it with care. And the care is what makes the unveiling possible now. If something just clicked in your spirit, type the words "I see it" into the comments. Not for me, for you. Because every time you put words to what is shifting, you anchor the shift in the part of you that still doubts. Let me pause here for a moment. You have been listening for about 12 minutes now. Your breath has its own rhythm right now. Your shoulders are sitting in their own position. I am not going to ask you to receive anything in this pause. I just want to say something to the version of you who almost did not press play tonight. You showed up. Whatever pull you felt toward this message, even though 100 other things were calling for you, that pull was not random. You followed something. And following counts. Breathe once, slowly. Nothing to release, nothing to receive. Just breathe. Then, come with me, because the next part is something I could not have shown you 12 minutes ago. You are ready for it now. And before we go into the deeper truth, I want to tell you about a piece of research that is going to make some of what comes next make more sense. There is a neuroscientist named Dr. Robert Lake, and he has spent 34 years studying one specific question. Why does the brain that births a child who learns 5 things at once, who lives in a small cloud of wonder, become the brain that drags an exhausted adult through the same exact day 20 years later? Where does the wonder go? Where does the deep knowing every child once had go? What Dr. Lake found is that the wonder did not go anywhere. The wonder was suppressed. He traced it back to a specific brain frequency, that Scripture might recognize as the genius state every child is born with. Science calls it gamma. The modern environment starts dimming this frequency from around the age of 7. He calls it the decline effect, and his life's work has been finding a way to reactivate the very thing the world worked so hard to dim in you. He compressed all 34 years of research into a single 7-minute audio file. He calls it the genius song. I am not going to teach the whole thing right now, because there is a deeper revelation I have to bring you back to. But if your spirit is already moving toward this, the full details and the path to it are in the description and the pinned comment below this message. We will return to it later. For now, the next layer of the truth is the one I came here to give you. Here is the layer most teachings on hiddenness never reach. There are 2 completely different categories of hiddenness in the Father's pattern, and almost no one ever separates them. The first category is hidden from you. These are the truths the Father kept from you for a season because the version of you that existed at the time could not have carried them without breaking. He hid the future from you because the future, told too early, would have destroyed your present. He hid the cost from you because the cost, named too soon, would have made you turn back. Things hidden from you were hidden in protection of who you were. But the second category is different. The second category is hidden for you. These were not being kept from you because you were not ready. They were being kept for you because they were being matured. They were being formed. They were being stewarded in heaven on your behalf, waiting for the moment your hands could finally hold them without dropping them. Look at Joseph. Joseph was given a dream when he was 17 years old. The dream showed him in a position of authority over his entire family. The dream was real. The dream was from God. And then 13 years passed. 13 years of pit. 13 years of slavery. 13 years of prison. The dream was not taken away from Joseph during those years. The dream was being held for him. Heaven was maturing what he had been promised. The day Joseph walked into Pharaoh's court at 30 years old was not the day he received the dream. It was the day the dream finished becoming what it was always meant to be. The dream Joseph received at 17 could not have survived the man he was at 17. The same dream, held by the man he became after 13 years, changed the destiny of a nation. The dream did not change. Joseph changed. And the changing was the whole point of the hiding. There is something the Father has been holding for you in the exact same way. It is not lost. It is not late. It is being held in heaven, waiting for the version of you who can finally carry it. Picture a scroll. The scroll has your name on it. The scroll has 2 sections of writing. The first section is everything that was hidden from you. That section is being closed tonight. The protection is finished. The second section is everything that was hidden for you. That section is being opened. The unveiling that is happening in your life right now is the second section being unrolled, slowly, in the hands of the Father. If you can feel something shifting in you right now, type "I am ready" into the comments. Saying it anchors what is being placed in you. And before this message continues into the second part, gently press the like button, "Not for me," so that another chosen one who has been sitting in the long silence too can find this message tonight. Someone else is waiting for the same word. Your like is what carries it to them. Now, I want to be honest with you about something. What I have shown you so far is the why. Why the silence has been so long. Why the hiding has been so heavy. The why matters, but it is not the reason you came here tonight. You came here to receive the what. What was hidden for you? What is on the second section of the scroll? What the Father has been preparing in the silence with his own hands. What I am about to bring you into is not just more information. It is the moment the hiding ends. There is a Hebrew word the Father gave me when I was preparing this message, and that word is going to unlock something in you that has been waiting for a long, long time. There is a declaration that has to be spoken over your life before this message ends, and I cannot speak it yet, because we are not yet 60 seconds away from the moment you will be ready to receive it. And I hear the Father saying this: I did not bring you this far to leave you standing in the corridor. The door is in the next part. Walk with me. Stay still, chosen one. Heaven does not pause for closed tabs. The truth is already on its way. If you came back through, you remember what we built together in the first part of this. We named the protective logic of hiddenness. We separated the two categories, what was hidden from you and what was hidden for you. We pictured the scroll. Now we step into the moment that scroll opens. Not the first section, the second one, the one written for you, the one that was being held in heaven this whole time. What comes next is the part the Father told me to give you tonight. There is a Hebrew word I want to give you before anything else. The word is Galah. It is the word the Hebrew scriptures use when the Father is doing one very specific kind of action. The word Galah does not mean to teach. It does not mean to inform. It does not mean to share new content with someone. The word Galah means to remove the covering, to pull back the veil, to uncover what has been there the whole time but could not yet be seen. That is the word for what is happening to you tonight. The Father is not teaching you a new thing. He is uncovering an old thing. A thing that was placed in you before you were born, hidden in you through your seasons, and is now being uncovered to you. Here is what most chosen ones get wrong about the unveiling at this stage. They think the thing being uncovered is an event, a job offer, a relationship, a door opening into a new city. Those things might come, and they might come soon, but those are not what the Father is uncovering tonight. What the Father is uncovering tonight is an identity, not what is happening to you, who you have always been being prepared as. The word Galah appears when Daniel receives understanding, when Isaiah sees the seraphim, when the prophets receive their commissioning. Every time, the word does the same work. It pulls back the curtain on an identity the person already carried but had not yet recognized. The unveiling is never about giving you a new self. It is about uncovering the self that was always there. And what was hidden for you on the second section of your scroll is not a list of blessings to consume. It is an assignment to carry. The truth the Father has been preserving for you is not something He is giving you to enjoy. It is something He is commissioning you to steward. Because chosen ones are not just receivers, chosen ones are sent. And the gift that was being matured in the silence was being matured for a reason. The reason is the assignment. The assignment is the inheritance. I want to tell you about someone briefly. I spoke recently with a man who had been in this same season for a long time. He thought the silence meant he had missed his calling. He thought the doors closing meant the path had been taken away. And then he crossed into the exact moment you are in right now. He crossed into the unveiling, and what he discovered was that the calling had never been taken from him. It had been growing the whole time, in him, without anyone watching. The day he walked into what he had been being prepared for, he did not feel like he was receiving a new life. He felt like he was finally walking into the life he had always actually been living. The hiding was the becoming. The unveiling was the recognition. If that word landed somewhere deep, type "I receive" into the comments. Just those two words. That is the seal of agreement between your spirit and what is being placed there. And before I can show you the deepest truth in this whole message, because I will, before this ends, I will show you, there is one more thing I have to tell you, and this one changes how you hear everything else. Stay with me. The spike before the peak is right here. Here is the full truth, chosen one. Slowly, because this is the part the rest of the message was preparing you for. The version of you that has been hidden was not the lesser version, it was the truer version. The version the world saw, the version you have been showing up as, in your job, in your conversations, in your daily rhythm, was not the real you. That was the rehearsal. The real you has been forming underneath the rehearsal, in the silence, in the long hours no one was watching, in the prayers no one heard, in the choices no one praised. That is where the true you was being built. And the unveiling tonight is not about the world finally seeing what you have. The unveiling is about you finally meeting who you have always been being prepared as. You are not stepping into someone new. You are stepping into the recognition of who you actually are. And the Father has been waiting for this moment longer than you have. Hear what He has spoken over your life. You are a seer. You were given the eyes to see what other people miss in the rooms you walk into. That was not your imagination. That was your design. You are a carrier. You have been formed in hidden chambers to hold weight that lighter carriers would have dropped years ago. That is not your burden. That is your assignment. You are a steward. The gifts that were placed in you were never given to you to spend. They were given to you to multiply. And every season of preparation has been shaping the hands that will finally hold them. And you are unveiled. The hiding has done its full work in you. The seal is broken. The scroll is open. The truth is no longer covered. And I hear the Father saying this to you tonight. I did not hide you because you were not enough. I hid you because what I placed in you required protection from a world that would have spent it before it ripened. You are ready now. The unveiling can begin. And the becoming you walked through alone is the becoming I was walking through with you the whole time. You are committed. You are commissioned. You are unveiled. Let me bring this all the way back to ground for you, because what I am about to share in a few minutes is the practical doorway, and I want you to walk into it knowing exactly what you just received. Here is the why. The hiding in your life has not been punishment. It has been protection. The Father seals what He intends to preserve, and what He preserves He eventually unveils. And the unveiling only happens when the carrier is finally strong enough not to lose the truth in the celebration. That is the why. Here is the what. What was hidden from you was protective concealment, things you could not have carried at the earlier version of yourself. What was hidden for you was preserved inheritance, things being matured on your behalf, waiting for the moment you became the one who could carry them. The unveiling tonight is the second category opening to you. And here is the who. You are not someone who missed the moment. You are not someone who failed the season. You are not someone the Father is disappointed in. You are the seer who was given eyes for a reason. You are the carrier whose hidden chambers were the very forge that made you strong. You are the steward whose gifts are being returned to you because you are now the version of you who can multiply them. And you are unveiled, not someday, right now, tonight. In this room, with the heart you walked in here carrying. Now I have to come back to something I started to tell you in the first part, because there is a piece of this whole conversation that I would not be honest with you if I left out. The reason you have always sensed you were carrying something larger than what the world was showing you, the reason childhood felt closer to the real you than adulthood does, is not just spiritual. There is a science woven into the body the Father gave you that maps exactly onto what we have been talking about all night. For 34 years, Dr. Robert Lake has been studying this. His research has been cited at places like MIT, Princeton, Harvard, and several other leading research institutions. And what he discovered is a specific brain frequency that Scripture might recognize as the very signature of the genius state every child carries before the world starts to dim them. Science calls it gamma. Dr. Lake calls it the God-given brainwave. It is the frequency of deep knowing, of intuitive flow, of the focus that makes time feel slower and the room feel quieter. Every child is born with this frequency, fully active. Then, around the age of 7, the modern environment begins suppressing it. He calls the suppression the decline effect. I told you in the first part that the Father gave Dr. Lake a key. Now I get to show you what the key actually opens. He compressed 34 years of research into a single 7-minute audio. He calls it the Genius Song. Over 18,366 people have used it, and less than 4% have ever asked for a refund. More than 96% kept using it after they could have walked away with their money back. That is the signature of something that works the way it claims to work. A woman I spoke with recently, in her late 30s, had spent years trying meditation and yoga and retreat after retreat without ever quite finding the connection she was reaching for. She decided to try the Genius song, almost out of a sense that she had run out of options. Within 2 weeks, she started noticing what she could only describe as synchronicities, the same words showing up across unrelated conversations. Doors opening she had not known to ask for. She did not say the world had changed. She said she had started seeing it the way she was always meant to see it. Some of you are wondering if this is just another meditation product. It is not. Meditation asks you to do the work of calming your brain yourself. Brain entrainment delivers a specific frequency directly through your ears that calms the brain for you. You do not need to be a long-time meditator. You need stereo headphones, 7 minutes a day, and a posture sitting upright with your eyes closed. And the other thing on your mind is the cost. So, let me just tell you what is on the other side of the link, and you can decide. A single therapy session in most places costs about $150. A weekend retreat to work on this kind of inner reset will run $400 to $800. A meditation app subscription is about $15 a month, every month, forever. The professional version of brain entrainment in a clinic runs about $300 per session over weeks of repeated visits. None of those options target gamma the way Dr. Lake's research does. The Genius song was originally priced at $49. Dr. Lake reduced the price to $39 for the people watching messages like this one, because he wanted the people who actually need the tool to be the ones who can afford it. One-time payment, no subscription. You pay once, you keep it forever. When you receive the Genius song, you also receive 4 additional pieces he bundles with it. An audio called Genius Child, valued at $19 on its own. A classic financial wisdom book that the original concept behind The Secret film was drawn from, valued at $20 on Amazon. A guided visualization walking you through 4 core life domains, valued at $29. And a 5-habit infographic for keeping your gamma activated long-term, valued at $12. That is $80 in additional value, free, with the $39 purchase itself. Here is the part I want you to actually hear. There is a 90-day money-back guarantee on the entire purchase. But here is what makes it different. If you use it for 90 days and you do not feel what we have been talking about, you email the team and you receive your full $39 back. And you keep all 4 bonuses anyway. The $80 in bonus material is yours either way. The father did not want the trying to cost you anything. One more thing, and I have to say it the way a father would say it, not the way a salesman would. There are imitation sites that have started using the name The Genius Song without the actual technology behind it. They are selling regular audio with the same name, and people who buy from them do not get the gamma reactivation, the bonuses, or the guarantee. The only place to receive the authentic version with everything included is through the link in the description of this video and in the pinned comment below it. Not Amazon, not Spotify, not anywhere else. Only the link below. Before I share the path to it, do something internal with me. Take one slow breath in, hold it, let it out. The question right now is not whether $39 is worth it. The question is whether you believe what we have just spent half an hour saying about who you are. Because if you do believe it, then receiving the tool the Father provided for this exact reactivation is not a purchase. It is an act of agreement with the unveiling. If your spirit bears witness, the link is in the description and pinned comment. Investigate only if you feel led. The Genius Song is there, if it is meant for you. Before we close this together, I want to give you something to walk with. 2 simple internal practices the Father has been training you in this whole season, whether you knew it or not. The first is the witnessing stance. The witnessing stance is the inner posture of receiving what he uncovers without trying to force the next thing into being. You witness it, you let it land, and you do not chase what has not yet been shown. The second is the unveiling protocol. The unveiling protocol is 3 internal questions you ask anytime something is being revealed in your life from this point forward. Is this hidden from me or for me? What is the maturity this revelation requires of me? What is the assignment underneath the gift? Those 2 practices will carry you through every unveiling that is coming. And now, do something with me internally. You do not need to move. You do not need to sit up if you are lying down. You do not need to close your eyes if you are driving. Just bring your attention inward, wherever you are. In your inner sight, picture the scroll. The scroll has your name written across the top of it. The seal has been holding for a long, long time. Tonight, watch the seal break, not violently, quietly, the way wax gives way when its time has come. The scroll begins to unroll in the hands of the Father. The first section closes, the second section opens, and on that second section is the truth that has been waiting for this version of you to finally arrive. Breathe once, slowly. The scroll is open. Now, chosen one, this is the moment I told you was coming. I want to acknowledge the journey you just walked through tonight, not just the 30 minutes of this message, the years that prepared you for this 30 minutes, the seasons no one named, the waiting that felt wasted, the silence that felt empty. None of it was wasted. All of it brought you here. I want you to release something with me, and release it once, with weight. Release the version of yourself who believed the silence was a verdict. Let that version go. The carrier the Father has been shaping is the one who steps forward now. And hear this, chosen one. The Father is speaking the final word over your life tonight. Hear it inside you. You are committed. You are commissioned. You are unveiled. The hiding is finished. The scroll is open. The truth has come home to the one it was always written for. And so it is sealed. If this message brought clarity to confusion, if it brought naming to what you have been feeling but could not say, if it brought peace to the long silence, let your like be your amen without words. And before you go, one more thing. Someone came to mind while you were listening tonight. Someone who has been unusually quiet lately. Someone who has been carrying something they cannot name. Someone you have watched go through a hiding season you knew was about more than they were saying. Send this to them tonight. Text it. Send it however you need to send it. Your obedience could be their unveiling. And in the comments below, type the words, "I am unveiled." Type them with the weight of someone who has just received their inheritance. The seal of agreement is the typing. The unveiling is yours. Stay close, chosen one. The next word may be the next door.